Hi everybody, I'm here today to show you a really effective strategy for figuring out what an essay prompt is asking you to do. This strategy uses an acronym, here it is right here, to help you remember all four elements so that you don't leave any out while you're planning for an essay. I call it SNAP, and here's what it stands for, and what I'll do today is just run you through each of these elements, and then in a later video I'll show you how to apply this to an actual question. The first is subject. You always need to identify what the topic is about. What is this question asking about? What's the main topic of the question? Oftentimes what students tend to do is speed through a question and they totally miss the point. Doing this forces you to focus on what the subject actually is. Number. A lot of essay questions will have a certain amount of things that you are required to address in that essay. In history essays, a lot of times it's economic, it's political, it's social. You see those words in the essay, right away you know that those are 1, 2, 3 things that I need to cover. So if you're able to identify the number of things, maybe they're categories, maybe they're causes, these are the things that you need to cover in your essay. A lot of times those numbers of things will match up to your body paragraphs. The A stands for action word. This is always going to be a verb. This is the very first thing that I'd like to get you to look at when you look at an essay question, so I want you to actually start with the A, not the S. You need to find and identify the verb. What is the verb? It's usually the first word in the essay. Oftentimes anyway it is. And what you need to figure out is, what is this verb asking me to do? In a later video we'll talk about different verbs and what they mean, but for now just know that this is the first step to identify what actually am I being asked to do. Last but not least is the time period. This one is pretty important because if you write an essay based on things that are happening now and you were asked to talk about things 50 years ago, you've kind of missed the boat. So a lot of times in essays they will identify the time period in a lot of different ways. Maybe there's a span of years that's mentioned. Maybe they just name an era. They're expecting you to know what that era is and when that era was. Either way, you need to understand which span of time am I being asked to address in this essay. So this is SNAP. As you can see, it's pretty simple. It's easy to remember. And just remember to start with action word, make your way through.